Yeah, I'm back. I said 2 cents. Maybe it's gonna be 3. Maybe it's gonna be 4. I don't know. But I'm gonna get a little bit more specific about this. Okay. I brought up the Nevada Bundy Ranch situation. I have a very good friend, Freda, whose daughter, little Miss Mayhem, was personally at the Bundy Ranch. I will post a link to Miss Freda's Proud Mama moment. You'll find it down yonder. You can go watch it yourself. Little Miss Mayhem got herself a write-up in GQ magazine online. Freda knows, so does she. I'm very proud of that young lady. Very, very proud of that young lady. She did something that very few people have done. She stood what she stood for, stood her ground. Now let me explain this. I made mention earlier of the Bundy Ranch and this whole situation. The difference between the Bundy Ranch and the border situation and the militia presence in Nevada versus the militia presence in Texas. Nevada, you're dealing with a ranch. Cattle rancher. Been running cows on a certain piece of property for a lot of years. Bureau of Land Management, federal government agency, decided to come in, and because of some fucking turtle or some dumb shit, which we all know that's bullshit, but anyway, well, they come in there and they said, you ain't gonna graze your cows on here no more. We're gonna confiscate them. We're gonna lock it down. We're gonna just blah 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 blah. Oh hell no! You know, citizens got together. The militia showed up. Do your research. Most of you know the BLM decided that, you know, maybe we ought not to really try and pursue this little situation. Maybe we ought to back up and go somewhere else. It worked. There's still members of the militia out there, best of my knowledge, still providing security for Mr. Bundy and his family, and you know, that's very commendable. That's a good thing. The difference between the Bundy Ranch and the border situation, I made mention of it earlier in the other video. You're not dealing with a ranch and a pasture and some cows and one single federal government agency. You're dealing with a state, the Republic of Texas. You're dealing with the Border Guard, Border Patrol Agency. That's a federal government agency. It's their job as a federal government agency to secure the borders of the United States. I made mention of a buffer zone, 41-mile marker. Everybody, well, only one other person has really made mention in an interesting fashion about this gathering at the 40, matter of fact, Love's truck stop, I-35, mile marker 41, 42, somewhere in there. One other person. But be that as that may, like I say, the major difference is that you're dealing with a group of individuals, armed individuals, that are gathering in, really nobody knows at this point what kind of numbers, down close to the border, and they're going to try and enact and force border security. Okay. Like I said, You bunch of dumb son of a bitches think that you're going to stand up against a foreign country, a foreign military, a group of ruthless drug cartel, as well as the street gangs, intermixed with the innocents that genuinely are, for all intents and purposes, seeking to better themselves in their lives by coming over here and working. Now, I don't want to hear you shit about they're coming over here taking our jobs. They're picking fucking potatoes. You know, picking peaches. I don't want to fucking pick potatoes. I want to eat the son of a bitch. It's pretty simple. They're not taking our jobs. Now, are they doing it legally? No. Any person that crosses the border illegally and doesn't go through the proper channels of legal immigration is breaking the law. I 100% understand that and support that. But I also 100% understand and do not support the fact that you're going to put out a call for armed members of the militia to go secure the borders. It's not going to work, folks. Sorry, it's not. People need to do your research. You need to understand. I mentioned it once again. The second time I'm going to mention it. Might fuck around and do a whole video explaining what I'm talking about, a buffer zone. Don't have time to fuck with it right now. Matter of fact, I'm 7-some minutes into this one, and I should have cut it off at about 3.5 or 4, but when I get started talking, I can't shut the fuck up. So, it's a whole different situation between Nevada and the border. Totally different. Do not confuse one with the other. Don't. It's two different situations with two totally different outcomes. Thankfully, no one got seriously injured and no one lost their lives in Nevada. And just like I said, I genuinely 100% supported the people in Nevada and still do. So don't get it twisted when I tell you. That's one situation. This is another. Y'all think on that, and I'll be back in a little while.